first off, make sure that video that you just took with Mr. Quesenberry gets shared. If you're on social media, you need to get that video, you need to tag it, you need to make sure everybody hears it. Because the words that he just said is spot on 100% from start to finish. He is absolutely correct. You have a leader from Mullens. You have a leader. This guy is impressive. I've never heard him speak until just now. And I'm back there with chill bumps on me. Because people don't realize that these little small towns, we have a lot of greatness, but we get overlooked. And you got a guy that can go to Senate and he can make things happen. I would kill to have 3 or 4 more John Quesenberrys up there in the Capitol. If I had 3 or more John Quesenberrys up there in the Capitol, we could, even if we were outnumbered, we could win. We've got to take it back. Leave the state. I mean, one generation after another. You were talking about, has your brother moved, or is he?
Yeah, he's in Ohio.
In Ohio. How many people have brothers, sisters, sons, daughters that had to move out of state to work? Yeah. That was one of the reasons I was so adamant about we needed to pay increases for teachers, not just because people deserved it, but I saw my best and brightest kids leaving year after year after year. A few years ago, they said that 28% of all the college graduates with an education degree in West Virginia moved out of state to teach somewhere else. And that's wrong, because our kids deserve to have the best people instead of all of them fleeing. I am excited, though. If you think about it, everybody's worried that all our best and brightest have left the state, right? But the people who are left behind, that's the people who want to be here. Those are the people that love this state and these communities so much that they've devoted all of their lives to it. And I want to challenge you, because I think we can actually be like a whole new founding generation in West Virginia. We can be the ones that plant the seed for a new, brighter future. The ones that are right here, it can be like a rebirth for this state. And I think the teacher strike can be the great jumping off point for that. When we left, and this, I felt so honored. I had a groundskeeper outside of the Capitol after we found out that the bill had been passed by the Senate. And he waved me over and he said, I just want to thank you, teachers, because we couldn't do this. They told us they would fire us if we walked out. And before I could get to my car, I was with Wendy, and the guy pulled up and he stopped on the road and motioned us over. I'm a state worker. Thank you guys for standing up. You know, there's something wrong if it's illegal for you to even go out on strike. I thought the 14th Amendment guaranteed equal protection of the laws. I don't understand why a whole group of people don't have that right. If we want to change things here, we've got to send regular working class people to the state capitol. People that care more about West Virginia and their neighbors than they do about out-of-state lobbyists. I am not the smartest person in the world. I'm pretty smart at some things, not at others. I'm not the richest, but I have been brought up that your word's your word, and you look out for the other person, you love your neighbor as yourself, and you have a little bit of duty to your community. And I don't know if I'm in that Senate how many votes I can get on my side, but I can guarantee you nobody's going to buy my vote. Okay? That is not going to happen, because I care about Wyoming County, Raleigh County, West Virginia, and our country. That's what's first in my heart. As I mentioned Wyoming and Raleigh County, I will share with you what I tell the folks over in Raleigh County. Because I used to get a lot of revenue when I went over there, being from Wyoming County. And I said, really, the only difference in Wyoming and Raleigh County, in Raleigh County, they put their crazy people up in the attic. We put crazy out on the front porch. We're honest about it. We don't try to hide anything. And that's what we need in government. People that are going to be honest. People that are going to tell you what they think. Okay, I disagree with you on this, but here's why. And I'll listen, and if you got a better idea, I'll take it. Okay, whatever will move the state forward. A lot of you guys are teachers like I am. Please talk to your friends, because teachers are notorious for not getting involved. Hopefully, this has changed things. We call the Capitol the people's house, but if it's the people's house, it ought to belong to the people. And that's all of us. And I like low taxes too, but, you know, a few years ago we had, I believe it was $300 million in tax cuts to large corporations, and then we had about a $270 million deficit. And the jobs aren't here. I'd a lot rather see our government give tax breaks to small businesses who are going to spend the money here, or who might hire another worker. I mean, we can give Walmart $3 million, $10 million, but they're a national corporation. They're not going to spend it in West Virginia. Spend it on the people that are working and live here and will spend the money. And as far as right to work and prevailing wages, which is just an attack on working people, companies from out of state have not said that's why they would not come here. If we want to improve our economy, it takes three things. It takes infrastructure, a good public education system, and a drug-free workforce. And you know how hard it is. Remember Cheddar's, how late they were starting because they couldn't get enough people to work there that could pass a drug test. The reason people can't pass a drug test and they're hooked on drugs is because they don't have any hope. And that's all of our fault. That's families, schools, churches, and our governments. We've got to give people some hope. And I would like to give people hope by showing that they have someone who will fight for the working class, the working men and women, that will stand up for the least of these, not just on Sunday morning, but actually believes that's who you take care of, those who can't take care of yourself. You know, Abraham Lincoln told us we should be able to rise as far as our intellect, our talent, and our work ethic will take us. That's something Republicans or Democrats or Independents or none of the above ought to be able to believe in. But what we've got to do is make sure that the everyday people have a chance at the American dream. And in West Virginia, that means we're going to have to replace some people. I don't care what you think about national politics. I will tell you, being at that Capitol, in that state Senate, it was painfully obvious who had our backs, who cared about us, and who did not care at all. I mean, I never dreamed that superintendents would get standing ovations from school teachers and from cooks, and they did. I don't know if anybody, Wendy, you were up there with me, that Saturday night. Yeah, Senator Ojeda was there, and we listened to them reject what the House did, and then they adjourned. So we ran over, and 30 minutes later the House started. They rejected the Senate. They adjourned. We ran back over here. They locked two of the galleries that you could sit in while we were over there, so people wouldn't be there. They got upset. Some of the Raleigh County teachers got a little bit rowdy when they shouldn't have. But when we left, I was dejected. And I don't know his name. I've never met him, but the superintendent from Cabell County came out. He looked like Ivan Koloff. He was big and burly looking, and he came barreling down out of there. I was like, oh, no, they're going to screw us over. What are we going to do? And he looked, he said, don't worry, it ain't over yet. They united the Democrats and the Republicans in the House with the with the Democrats in the Senate, with the school teachers, the AFT, the WVEA, working together hand in hand, the state workers working together, the parents, everybody. They united everybody. And when it's that stark a difference, I think it's pretty clear to see who's on the side of right and who's on the side of wrong. But in that state Senate, I know Mitch Carmichael isn't up for election for 2 years. But we've got to get him out of leadership there. And the only way we can do that is if we have more Democrats in the Senate than we do Republicans. I would love for you guys to support me and get out the word any way you can to as many people, because I will do everything in my power for Wyoming County, for Raleigh County, for coal miners, for teachers, for the retirees. That's something else. I did not realize the 80-20 rule. For every 80%, for every $80 the state puts into PEIA, employees have to put in $20 in premiums, unless you're retired. For every $60 the state puts in, retirees have to put $40 in. When they're never getting another pay raise the rest of their life, when they have to spend more money on health care than ever in their life, the state's saying you have to pay twice as much now. It's just flat out wrong. And we need people up there who are willing to stand up for the ones that can't be there. And I know, isn't it the truth, the reason that nobody listens to us is because everybody's back home during the day instead of up there flashing around tasks? I'll be a voice for you guys. I really will, with all my heart.